Okay, we start exactly the same, 500 grams of Mauro's dough mix. This is the same pizza dough mix as what you can make pizzas with, grissini with, and now we're going to demonstrate two different types of breads. I might get a lot of flack for this, but this is what you can do at home, and you're going to have fun with it. The idea here is to keep things as simple as possible. How do we make bread? How are we going to make the best bread? Everybody's bread's going to come out a little bit different, but at the end, if you follow my recipe, it should come out exactly with what I'm going to demonstrate to you right now. So, the only difference between this and pizza is the quantity of water. So in pizza dough, we only use 300 grams of water, maybe 320 grams. It's up to you how good you are with your dough. In this one, we're going to go to 380 grams of water, which means it's a lot of water. It's very hydrated, gets very sticky. So, let's make a start here. 380 grams of water, lukewarm, all is the same thing, lukewarm water. And it must be accurate. I go to about 259, the rest I do by hand. Okay. Perfect. This is the amount of water, 380. This is to make the two doughs. The one is a ciabatta, which means slipper. It's a shape of a slipper. You know, the old days we had these hairy slippers we used to slip. That's a ciabatta, it's a slipper. And then we're going to do a long French baguette. Made with the same dough, same recipe, same everything. We're just doing two different shapes out of the same dough. A lot of water in this. I'm not touching it with my hand yet because, as you well know, this stuff is sticky, sticks like hell. There we go. Yes. When do you stop kneading? When it is all mixed and it loses that dry, almost looks like polyfiller now, mixture. So what I'm going to do, I know it's going to stick to me like hell. I'm going to dust the counter here with a little bit of flour. Here we go. This is very sticky. You're going to have to use a spatula to work it a bit. There we go. Do you see how sticky this is? There we go. Beautiful. There we go. Very happy with that. You see how sticky this is? What I'm going to do, put a little bit of water in here, my mixing bowl, and I'm going to put it all back in there to rise. This I'm going to leave for 3 hours to rise. But most important of everything, we want to keep the air out of it. Clean wrap is the way to go. Why 3 hours? Longer than pizza. Well, first of all, it's got more water in it. And we really want to get those yeast cells activated completely, because we don't want people to feel bloated when they eat their bread, because otherwise the yeast cells carries on growing in your stomach and you feel all bloated. So 3 hours, there we go. Don't know if you can see through the tray here, all the bubbles. This has worked out beautifully. Now, this is going to be very difficult to manage. So, you're going to have to do this with paper. Okay. Now, for the French baguette. Same dough, same mixture. You'll see the difference between the two. Again, it's a sticky mixture. We need flour. Need to wet my spatula. Okay. What's the difference? Two things. French baguette is thin and long. And I'm going to need a little bit more flour, because you're going to understand the difference. Very sticky dough. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Okay. A little bit too much flour in here. Very important part of this whole process is the cuts. A very sharp knife. What will happen? These will open up, a split open, and then you will get your beautiful definition. Can get it in. Right, that'll take about 10 minutes at maximum temperature of 250, and the oven temperature will probably be 220. Let's see what happens. I want to take the French loaf out. Okay. This is still a little bit raw underneath. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it back in the oven and turn it upside down, because the elements on top, they're baking here nicely. And I would like to bake the bottom. So let's look what the bottom looks like. See how pale it is? I haven't left it in that long. Don't put too much water in your tray, because it's also too much water is not a good thing in your oven. The first spray in, like a cup, should be enough. It'll give that first burst, it'll coat the bread, and then it will dry out. Otherwise, too much water is not a good thing either. I want to come and have a look. Let's have a look. Yes, beautiful. I'm very happy with the turnout here. It's entirely up to you what shapes you want. You can make a bigger loaf. If you want to do some cuts on the ciabatta bread, you can do it. It just gives it a nice classic look. I like the way it looks. The reason why people cut it is also the heat goes closer to the center of the bread. You can see the crust how it's split open there where the folds were. A lot of bread bakers fold a lot. You wait 20 minutes, fold a lot. This dough is so much more simple. You don't have to do that. Just remember something, let it cool down. If I had to cut this now, the dough inside might just still be a little bit sticky. So it's still cooking inside. So it's important to let it cool down. I mean, although I'm feeling it here, it's fine. It's nice and warm. But inside is what's important. The proof is in the pudding. Let's see what's going on the inside. And let's cut our French baguette. There they go. That's the inside. Nice and crusty. And have fun. The more you make it, the better you get at it. But also, you don't want anything perfect. The beauty is in the imperfection. I mean, look at this French baguette. Probably get fired if you work in a French bakery. So what the hell is that? But this is what it's about. The flavor is all in there. Thank you very much.